Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Brajjana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajjana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Nitai Gaura Haribol 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 Nitai Gaura Haribol Jai Om Vishnupad Paramam Swarivrajakacharya Ashtotarshat Shri Śrīmad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Granth-raj Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki Nitai Gaur Premanande. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So today we are reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 6, entitled The Downfall of Saubhari Muni, text number 50 and 51. Aho imam pashyata me vinasham tapasvino sacharita vratasya antarjale varichara prasanga prachyavitam brahmachiram dhritam yat aho imam pashyata me vinasham tapasvina sacharita vratasya antarjale varichara prasanga prachyavitam brahmachiram dhritam yat aho imam pashyata me vinasham tapasvina sacharita vratasya antarjale varichara prasanga prachyavitam brahmachiram dhritam yat aho imam pashyata me vinasham tapasvina satyadhrita tasya antarjale varichara prasangat prachyavitam brahmachiram dhritam yat aho imam pashyata me vinasham tapasvina sacharita vratasya antarjale varichara prasanga prachyavitam brahmachiram dhritam yat. Mataji's. Aho imam pashyata me vinasham tapasvina sacharita vratasya antarjale varichara prasangat prachyavitam brahmachiram dhritam yat aho imam pashyata me vinasham tapasvina sacharita vratasya antarjale varichara prasangat prachyavitam brahmachiram dhritam yat aho, alas, imam, this, pashyata, just see, me, of me, vinasham, fall down, tapasvina, who was such a great mystic, performing austerity, such charita, of very good character, observing all necessary rules and regulations, vratasya, of one who has taken a vow strictly, antarjale, in the depths of the water. Varichara prasangat, because of the affairs of the aquatics. Pratyavitam, fallen. Brahma, from the activities of Brahman realization or austerity. Chiram, for a long time. Dhitam, executed. Yad, which. Translation. Alas, while practicing austerity even within the depths of the water, and while observing all the rules and regulations practiced by saintly persons, I lost the results of my long austerities simply by association with the sexual affairs of fish. Everyone should observe this fall down and learn from it. This is no purport, so text 51. Sangam tejeta mithuna vratinam mumukshu sarvatmanana vrisijet bahirindriyani ekascharan rahasi chittam ananta ishe yunjita tadvratishu sadhushu chet prasanga. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. A person desiring liberation from material bondage must give up the association of persons interested in sex life and should not employ his senses externally in seeing, hearing, talking, walking, and so on. One should always stay in a secluded place, completely fixing his mind at the lotus feet of the unlimited personality of Godhead, and if one wants any association at all, he should associate with persons similarly engaged. Purport. Saubhari Muni, giving conclusions derived from the practical experience, instructs us that persons interested in crossing to the other side of the material ocean must give up the association of persons interested in sex life and accumulating money. This is also advised by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Nishkinchanasya bhagavad bhajanonmukhasya param param jigamishor bhavasagarasya sandarshanam vishainam atayoshitam cha ha hanta hanta vishabhakshana bhakshanatopya sadhu. This is from Chaitanya Chandrodaya Natak 827. Alas, for a person seriously desiring to cross the material ocean and engage in the transcendental loving service of the Lord without material motives, seeing a materialist engaged in sense gratification and seeing a woman who is similarly interested is more abominable than drinking poison willingly. One who desires complete freedom from material bondage can engage himself in transcendental loving service of the Lord. He must not associate with a Vishayi, materialistic persons or those interested in sex life. Every materialist is interested in sex. Thus, in plain language, it is advised that an exalted saintly person avoid the association of those who are materially inclined. Narottama Das Thakura also recommends that one engage in the service of the Acharyas. And if one wants to live in association, he must live in association of devotees. Tandira Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanevas. The Krishna consciousness movement is creating many centers just to create devotees, so that by associating with the members of such a center, people will automatically become uninterested in material affairs. Although this is an ambitious proposal, this association is proving effective by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. By gradually associating with the members of the Krishna consciousness movement, simply by taking prasada and taking part in chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra, ordinary persons are being considerably elevated. Saubhari Muni regrets that he had bad association even in the deepest part of the water. Because of the bad association of the sexually engaged fish, he fell down. A secluded place is also not secure unless there is good association. That's end of purport. Om Ajnantimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So this is the repentance of Saubhari Muni, who fell down from his exalted situation, which he had achieved after many years, after a long time. It is said here, Chira Dhritam, after a long time of practice, he has attained a exalted spiritual position. He was so detached and perfect in his mystic yoga that he could sit under water and control his breath totally. And he was meditating on the Lord. And then he saw fish engaged in material activity, and by that association, he fell down from his exalted position. So now he is repenting. So this first line, when I was read this verse for preparing for class, I thought this first line is so appropriate for all Kali Yuga residents. Aho imam pashyata me vinasham. Alas, just see my destruction or fall down. That's the meaning of first line. Oh, just see my fall down. So why is it an appropriate repentance for all Kali Yuga residents? Because we should think, how have we fallen down so much that we had to take birth in Kali Yuga? But most Kali Yuga residents don't feel like that, because they feel that we deserve so much enjoyment. And why is the universe or society not giving us our enjoyment? Who is in our way? That's what everyone is thinking. But this is a prayer that everyone should have first thing in the morning. All Kali Yuga residents. Oh, how have I fallen down so much? Just see my fall down. But Maya is so strong that it covers us. So there are two departments of Maya, we have heard. One is the pulling down potency. It's called Prakshepatmika Shakti. And the second is covering potency, Avarnatmika Shakti. So first we fall down from an exalted position. That's the working of the first department of Maya. So it pulls us down. We are on an exalted level, and Maya pulls us down on a lower level. And then, like when we fall down, for example, we are walking and we fall down, or we realize, we were walking somewhere, our head was 6 feet above the ground, and now we have fallen down. So we realize that. But then the second department of Maya comes into play, and what it does, it covers you. And it makes you think, this is the normal position. You have not fallen down. This is where you were, and this is where everyone should be. So that's called Avarnatmika, the covering potency. So by these two departments, all the living entities stay very happily in this material world. They don't want to go out. This material world is compared in 5th canto to a prison house. And what sort of prison house? Maithunam Agara. Very appropriate, very much related to today's verses. That is, the whole world is like a prison house, and the shackles is of this sex life or illicit interaction between opposite genders. So those are the shackles or the chains which are tying us, but you can't see those shackles. So that's why everyone feels we are free. This is not a prison. So what is the purpose of prison house? Anyone wants, just one word, if you can say, what is the purpose of a prison? Punishment and reformation. So yeah, these were the two words I was looking for. So most people think it's punishment. But behind punishment is reformation, because that's the ultimate goal. The government doesn't want bad people to stay in prison. They want bad people to become good people and start following the laws of government. So this is very important. And how to reform them? That is through punishment. So punishment has a purpose. So here, when we are in this material world, we are punished again and again. Lord Brahma says in 3rd canto in his prayers that all the living entities are being punished by excessive heat, scorching heat, blasting winter, and rainfall, and so many other problems. So he's praying that I am very much saddened to see this situation. How did the living entity end up in this situation? So Lord Brahma and all other pure devotees are crying in their heart and praying for upliftment of fallen people. So we are being punished in this material world, but we always think that this is unjust. Justice is not being served. Why did this happen to me? Most living entities in this world, human beings at least, they are thinking like this. Why is this happening to me? Who did this to me? And then we point fingers. So this person did that. That's the blaming game. And as you know, when you point finger at someone, there's at least 3 fingers pointing towards you. So we are the culprit actually. If the government is honest, so only real criminals go to prison in that case. So this universal management is very perfect. So whatever karma we are getting is just or correct. We should get that. So we may like it or not, we get that. And the intelligent person actually learns from his mistakes. He thinks, he's introspective. He thinks that why is this happening to me? Why am I suffering? Sanatana Goswami also asked this question. This is the question which needs to be asked in the beginning of our spiritual life and continuously also. That why am I suffering? Why am I here? This is a very low position. How did I come here? How did I end up here? So that's when the reformation begins, when we realize that we are being punished because of our mistakes. We have done some mistake and we are being punished. So then we start our spiritual journey. We ask this question that what is the normal position where we should be and how to get there. So then we start our bhakti. So this prison house, the shackles are invisible and they are shackles of sex life, Maithunya Agar. So those are the shackles. So this is the basic, this is how the material energy keeps us bound. So Rishabdev mentions this to his 100 sons. Pumsa striya mithuni bhavametat tayor mitho hridaya granthi mahu. By this attraction between opposite genders, there is a knot created in the heart. Invisible knot. And then the whole process, how this material world actually starts or is maintained, is mentioned in that verse of 5th canto, 5th chapter. I think it's 8th verse. So first there is this attraction between the genders, and then there is the knot within the heart, and then again there are other complications. further. Ato griha kshetra sutapta vittai, and then there is not in the heart, then we need a house, we need family, we need children, we need relatives, and this just expands, and we are trapped in that cocoon, just like the caterpillar, I think, it creates that cocoon before becoming the butterfly. So it creates its cocoon itself. So that's how we, living entities, we create a big web or a cocoon around us. This is me, this is my family, this is my society, this is my community, this is my nation. We are all humans like that. These are different layers of that cocoon. And we are trapped within. We don't know how to get out. We have created it. So that's why we are bound by all these upadhis and various things that trap us. So intelligent persons with good association, he starts his spiritual journey and tries to get out of this bondage. How to get rid of this, these shackles. So Saubhari Muni was on the way. He realized that we are in material world, so he was meditating and he was trying to avoid bad association. So what he decided, he went and sat on, inside the river, Yamuna, and then he was meditating there. But he wasn't fully purified. That's why when he saw the fish engaged in material activity, then the contaminations came to surface, whatever tinges were remaining, and he got contaminated by that vision, and then he wanted to act on that. He also wanted to enjoy. And now he has realized, so he's saying, Aho imam pashyata me vinasham. So it's basically, we have to practice it daily. That we have to work on a higher level, and how we can go even higher until we become fully pure. So we have some tinges or more tinges of these contaminations called the lust, anger, greed, envy, pride, madness, illusion. All these are enemies of the heart. So when we chant Hare Krishna, we perform devotional service, we are cleansing our heart. Cheto darpan marjana. We are cleansing our heart slowly and slowly. And in the pastime of Gundicha Marjan in Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is mentioned that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu cleansed the Gundicha temple 2 times. First time he removed all the obvious dirt particles which were clearly visible. And then the second time he went for all the cracks and nooks and corners and took out all subtle small dirt particles which were stuck there. So in the same way, we may think, we are following 4 regulative principles, we have stopped performing sinful activities, especially those 4 sins. So now it's all okay. If it's all okay, then it's good. We are totally pure and that's good. But then sometimes we see, these lust, anger, greed arises in our mind and consciousness, which means there are still some dust particles which are stuck, or we are getting those dust particles again from bad association. So what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did, in the second cleansing, he not only cleaned the fine dirt particles, he also cleansed outside the temple. So what that signifies is that if you have cleansed the temple from inside, dust may again come from outside. So even the exterior, outside is also cleansed. So in the same way, we have to do our practice of hearing and chanting, and simultaneously we have to avoid bad association. Because of bad association, we can get those contaminations again. And mainly by hearing. It actually seems to be very harmless to talk to anyone and talk about anything. But again and again, Acharyas and in Shastra it's mentioned that we should avoid mundane subject matter, talks about mundane subject matters. Atyahar prayasascha prajalpo niyamagraha. These are the hurdles for our bhakti. Shadbir bhakti vinashyati. We are working hard to become purified and progress in bhakti. But then if we do these 6 things, atyahar prayasascha, hard work, overeating or over accumulation of money or products, and then prajalpa, niyamagraha, all these things are there. So we have to be very, very careful and avoid these things. Anukulyasya sankalpa pratikulyasya varjanam. We should accept those things which are favorable for our spiritual progress and avoid those things which are not favorable. We may like it or not like it, but eventually we will like it. Like for example, there are some things which we like doing or like saying, but those things are not beneficial for our spiritual progress. So we should give those things up. And then eventually we'll realize that we made a good decision. And then if we like to have something or talk about something or associate with certain type of people, our old friends and like that, but we should understand it is pratikul. This is not favorable for spiritual progress. So then we should avoid those things. And we accept those things which are favorable. So that's very important. And it's a daily practice. Daily we should analyze, what did I do or say which was beneficial or like an obstacle for my spiritual life. We should do it daily. Daily we are speaking so much. So we should think at night or in the morning, what did I say or do yesterday or earlier today which was not very good. And some things we don't even realize. If we introspect, then we may pick few. And others we would need help of devotees around us. Like yesterday I was thinking, yesterday I said or did 2 things which 1 second later I realized, oh, what did I say or why did I do that? I could have improved myself. And then this morning I was thinking, yes, those 2 things next time I'll avoid. But then I remembered the 3rd thing I did. I said something, the timing was wrong. We have to see people who are around us, they may not like what we say in a joking way. So what we say, the content of what we say, the tone in which we say, and the timing when we say. All things are very important. And these are the finer elements of bhakti. As we advance, we have to actually think about all these things. Where am I? Who is around us? There are senior Vaishnavas, even new people who are coming first time to the temple. How am I acting? Am I giving a very good impression? In his training for book distribution, Vaisheshika Prabhu mentions, a book distributor is an ambassador of goodwill. He's an ambassador. A devotee goes outside to distribute books, or he's distributing books in the temple. It's not about books, it's about everything. If we are devotees, and we show ourselves as devotees, we have tilak, kantimala, Vaishnava attire, it's a big responsibility. We have to act as an ambassador of goodwill. We make one wrong move, people are very intelligent, they are watching. And some or most people are very critical also. They will pick things, even small things which are wrong. So as devotees, we have big responsibility to get our act together. And that's for our benefit and everyone's benefit. So, and it takes time, of course, and that's the whole career of bhakti. It takes whole lifetime to become perfect, a pure devotee. And Prabhupada says, we have Prabhupada's mercy, he says this one lifetime is enough to go back to Godhead if you just follow everything what I have said. So he has made the process so simple. Just chant minimum 16 rounds and follow 4 regulative principles, have prasad, chant, dance, feast, and go back to Godhead. What else do we need? It's such an enjoyable process. So we have to be very careful and mindful and learn from our mistakes. So this, at least the first line, we should learn and recite regularly. Aho imam pashyata me vinasham. We should look back at our spiritual life and see, am I improving? Am I making progress, or have I sunken to a lower level? And sometimes, or most of the time, we may not be able to see our progress. So that's why we have our seniors, our mentors, counselors, Bhakti Vriksha leaders, Shiksha Gurus, Diksha Gurus. That's their austerity to correct us and supervise how we are going in our spiritual life. It's a very austere thing for the leaders, because this is a voluntary thing. They don't get paid for it. As soon as money is involved, we can do anything. But as soon as it's voluntary, it becomes hard. Oh, there's so many excuses. Oh, I can't do that because of this and that. As soon as money is involved, we'll do everything. We'll lift mountains. So this is the issue. So yes, so the seniors have this austerity to observe and help us to improve spiritually. And we should take guidance from them, because most of the time we can't see our progress. And this is the benefit of devotee association. Not only our mentors, but also other devotees. When we are in this association, then others may point out our mistakes. And we should be open to that feedback. In English, there is this saying, feedback is the breakfast for champions. You heard this one? Feedback is the breakfast for champions. So we should be open to feedback. Because if we think and project that we know everything and how we are acting or what we are saying is perfect, then other people will not be able to give feedback, and we will not be able to take feedback. So it's always good to surround ourselves with some devotees, at least some devotees, who can freely give feedback, in confidence at least, that Prabhu, you are doing this thing, I think it could be improved this way, like that. And that's one austerity of our mentors and Shiksha Guru, Diksha Gurus. So they have to do that time to time, give a feedback. And more we are open, better it is. We will absorb the feedback and improve like that. But if we think we are okay, everything is okay, how I'm going is okay, then we become close to feedback. And then there is no improvement, or not much improvement, or slow improvement. If we want to accelerate our improvement and progress, then we should be open to feedback. So in my service in Prasad distribution, I have some old, long time friends who have Ekatma Gaur Prabhu, Sri Gopal Pran Prabhu. I've kept them very close, and I take consultation from them, and they freely give some feedback like that. So if we are secluded in any situation, so then within our mind, everything is correct. Whatever thoughts come, we think, yeah, this is correct. And however we act, we think this is correct. As soon as second person is involved, that person can see us from a different vision, and he can correct us or approve our actions or words. He says, yeah, that's good, how you are acting. So that's why association of devotees is very important. Because devotees want to act on the level of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. We have heard there are two types of Bhagavatam. One is the book Bhagavatam, and other is the person Bhagavatam. What does it mean by person Bhagavatam? We also hear, in the material sense, sometimes some people are called as like this person is a walking dictionary, or this person is a walking encyclopedia, which means they know a lot of that particular book. And then now we hear in our bhakti, world, we say this person is a walking Bhagavatam or a person Bhagavatam. There's a big difference in that. A walking dictionary, maybe a person who knows a lot of words and meanings. His vocabulary must be very good. But it's just on the mundane level. It doesn't deal with the finer elements or the moral principles or the quality or of action of a person. That's just his good memory from his past good karma. Doesn't mean much. Walking dictionary or walking encyclopedia. And next life, that person may be in a animal's body, walking on 4 legs. What's the use? So, harav abhaktasya kuto mahadguna. What is the good quality in a person who is not a devotee? There is no good quality. But for a devotee, all the good qualities come. So a person Bhagavat is a person whose actions align with the book Bhagavatam perfectly, just like Srila Prabhupada. Whatever he is doing, whatever he is saying is Bhagavatam, is the message of God. So that is person Bhagavatam. And we are being trained to become person Bhagavatam. That's why this Bhagavatam class is there daily. This is an opportunity for us to reflect what was spoken in the class, this Bhagavatam class. We have to reflect. Am I agreeing to it, or is my mind rebellious towards it? Oh, this part of Bhagavatam is good, but this part is a bit too much, very harsh. This is called logic of half a hen logic. Ardha kukkuti nyaya. Right? The one man had a hen and it thought the back part is good because the egg comes from there and I sell it and I get money. So this back part is very good, economically beneficial. But this front part is very bad. I have to feed the mouth and I have to spend money to get the food. So what the man did? He was very intelligent materially. It cut the hen into half and kept the bottom part and expected next day the egg will come. But there was no egg because the hen died. It cut the hen in half. So that's what we do with scriptures. We read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. Oh, this part is very good. Yeah, do this karma kanda nicely, perform nice activities, your health will be good, you'll go to heavens and enjoy. This part very good. And this part, you have to follow the regulative principles. This is very bad. I don't want to follow that. Then there is no, of course there is no meat, fish, eggs, but in the sense relating to that example, there is no progress. If we follow one part of Bhagavatam and reject the other part because we don't agree to it. None of the words of Bhagavatam is illogical or impractical. Everything is for our benefit. So by guidance we can understand that. Just like Arjuna's situation in Bhagavad Gita. In first chapter and beginning of second chapter, he was speaking very intelligently according to him. But then Krishna scolded him. He said, Avachya vadansha bahun vadishyanti tavahita. No, sorry, there is another verse. Anyway, he said, you are speaking words as if they are very learned, but they don't make much sense. And Arjuna himself agreed. He said, I'm totally confused. Now I'm your disciple. Please tell me what to do. Initially, in first chapter, he was speaking as if he knows so much that, oh, we will kill all these soldiers. What will happen to women and children? They will be degraded and the situation will become hellish. And he was quoting from Shastra. He was not speaking just from his mind. He was learned in Shastra. But then he did not understand at that point, or he was, by Krishna's arrangement, he forgot the real purpose of life, that is to please Krishna. For that point, he did not understand. And then Krishna chastised him and said, you are speaking words as if you are a learned person, but they are not making much sense. We have tried our best to pacify this situation between Pandavas and Kauravas, but they are bent on war, so war has to take place. So Arjuna was in a very difficult situation. He had to kill his own family members, his elders, his guru. He had to kill them. Our problem is not that big. But we think, oh, it's very difficult, our spiritual life, waking up early, 4 regulative principles, respecting all devotees, thinking what guests are thinking. Why can't we be free, fully free? So full freedom is actually, these regulative principles are called regulative principles of freedom. Once we actually follow them and hear instructions of our seniors, we will actually realize there is so much freedom in bhakti. Actually, it's not, the correct statement would be the only place where freedom is, that is within bhakti life. Other life is just shackles, they are just not visible. So here, Saubhari Muni, by his example, he is showing us how to improve. And there are different levels. Slowly and slowly, by introspection, we have to go higher and higher like that. We have to avoid all the sinful activities. We have to avoid offenses. And we have to avoid behavior which is disrespectful or not a good etiquette. There are different levels of actions. One action may be sinful, that's very bad. Then an offense, okay, it's bad, that's also bad. And then it's a wrong etiquette. It's not very bad, but still not conducive for our spiritual progress. So we have to correct ourselves on all levels. And that takes lifetime. And that's what this life is there for. So this verse mentioned here in text 51, purport, this verse from Chaitanya Chandrodaya Nataka is quoted in Chaitanya Charitamrita also, in the story of Mahaprabhu and King Prataparudra. So King Prataparudra was such a pure devotee, but he was king of Orissa area. And he wanted to have darshan of Mahaprabhu. But Mahaprabhu was adamant that he will not meet this king. Why? Because he was a king, that's it. He said there's only one problem with King Prataparudra, that's the word king. That's it. He's a pure devotee, and all the devotees were petitioning, were asking Mahaprabhu, please meet this devotee. Because Ramananda Rai was working under King Prataparudra, and he was given retirement with full income. He said, you go and from the place in South India where he was, Maharaj or Odisha, Maharaj Prataparudra said, you go and serve Mahaprabhu and keep the full salary. And Ramanand Rai knew about his good character and his devotion. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya knew about it. And King Prataparudra was asking these devotees to please, can you please arrange one meeting with Mahaprabhu? But Mahaprabhu said no. And then Mahaprabhu quoted this verse, Nishkinchanasya bhagavat bhajanon mukasya paramparam jigmashor bhavasagarasya. So he says, meeting with people who are materially engaged is as good as willingly drinking poison. So Maharaj Prataparudra's only drawback was he was a king, and king means kingly opulence, ministers, palace, queens, like that. So just because he was surrounded by so many material objects or objects which are considered very enjoyable in this world, just because of that, Mahaprabhu didn't want to meet him. Mahaprabhu was actually exhibiting the standard for a perfect renunciate. That's why he did that. Later, of course, he met King Prataparudra in a very interesting pastime. So Mahaprabhu wanted to show that a renunciate should be very strict, especially, those who are in saffron, sannyasis, brahmacharis, even vanaprasthas, they have to be very strict to basically show public and for their own spiritual progress. So that's why these varnashram system is there. So this is the main problem that we discussed. Pumsa striya mithuni bhavam etat. Saubhari Muni saw the fish having a physical affair and he was trapped again. So this is the main problem, our attraction towards opposite gender. So the solution Krishna has given, Chatur Varnyam Maya Shrishtam Guna Karma Vibhagasya. Okay, you are trapped in this material world with these shackles, so this is the way you can become free. Why is Varnashram system dealing with, or how is Varnashram system dealing with this problem? Because the 4 ashramas are there to deal with this problem. In 3 ashramas, there is 0 interaction with opposite gender. Brahmacharis, Vanprastha and Sannyas, there is 0 interaction. And in Grihastha ashram, it is restricted just for procreation. So that actually shows that how scientific this Varnashram is. This Varnashram is there to help us from this root cause of attraction between opposite genders. So we have to deal with it very therapeutically, very nicely, in a way which is recommended in Shastra. And if we do that, then slowly we can see how we are advancing in bhakti. And initially, when we have these lust, anger, greed, these deities seem to be just wood or stone or metal. But when purification comes, we realize, devotees realize, oh, these are personalities standing there. And advanced devotees can talk to them. And deities talk back. We have that story of Sakshi Gopal. The deity was talking to this younger Brahmana. The Brahmana said, please come with me. I want to take you as a witness. And the deity said, oh, how can I come? I'm a deity. I'm a deity. I only stay in one place. Deities cannot walk. So then the Brahmana said, so deities can also not talk. How come you are talking? You are not a stone figure. You are a person. So come with me. I know you. So that's an advanced devotee who has cleansed the dirt from his heart. He can interact with the deities very personally. So all our devotional activities are there to reach that level, when we can see Krishna face to face and we can actually talk to the deities or Krishna directly, and we will have personal guidance from Krishna. So until we have that personal guidance, we have to get that guidance through the scriptures and through sadhus and through gurus. So that's the way recommended. So here, Saubhari Muni is giving a great lesson and we are benefiting from that. So I'd like to end here and see if you have any questions, comments or feedbacks. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Microphone is arriving soon, just now coming. Yes.
Thank you for the nice class. Prabhu, you mentioned how first we should repent for what we have done and why we're so fallen. How have we come so low to this material world in Kali Yuga? But in lectures we hear that the demigods, they pray to come to the material world in this Kali Yuga, knowing it's so easy to perform bhakti just by doing Harinam and going back to Godhead. So how do we understand, and shouldn't we be happy that we're in this Kali Yuga in the moment of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Srila Prabhupada?
Yes, I mean they pray to come in Kali Yuga from their position in, because we know that there are three parts of the material world: higher planets, lower planets, and middle planetary system. So in higher planets, spiritual practice is very difficult because predominantly there is happiness, material happiness. And in the hellish planets, lower planets, spiritual practice is difficult because predominantly it's so much punishment and misery. So it's very difficult to think about anything spiritual. So this middle planetary system is good because there is a mixture of happiness and distress in a perfect way, so we can actually pray to the Lord. And as you said, Kali Yuga is beneficial as compared to other ages because the progress is quick, because we don't have time, lives are short. So the process given, the only process that works is chanting of Hare Krishna. That process is present in other ages also, but because people are slightly purer, they can perform other processes. But in this age, we cannot perform. We don't have time and that purification. So in that sense, when you compare to other ages and this middle planetary system, in that sense, it's good. It's good only if we take advantage of it. Otherwise, it's the worst. It's worst. So, yeah, both things are there. It's good because the process is fast, but actually it's worse. Yes, makes sense?
Yeah, thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, thank you very much. Grantraj Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare. Bandage, bandage. My hand is on the floor. I found bandage. You want one? Yes. Hare Krishna.